Morning. So CNN has now learned the identity of the informant who has allegedly gone missing on House Republicans. Oversight Committee Chairman James Comer mentioned this missing informant in a recent interview he did with Fox News over the weekend. Watch this.
Well, unfortunately, we can't track down the informant. We're hopeful that the informant is still there. The whistleblower knows the informant. The whistleblower is very credible. We're hopeful that we can find the informant. Now, remember, these informants are kind of in the spy business, so they don't make a habit of being seen a lot or being high profile or anything like that.
Now, a source tells CNN that missing informant is an Israeli professor named Gal Luft, who is wanted by the U.S. for arms dealing. Luft has claimed to have incriminating information about Hunter Biden. He's gone missing in Cyprus. That's according to press reports. One source does tell CNN the House Oversight Panel has not investigated Luft's claims at this point. It's just not clear what type of allegations he might be privy to. And this follows several attempts by Congressman Comer to substantiate allegations that he's made that Biden family members have profited off the family name. He's also alleged that the president may have been improperly influenced by some of those financial dealings. Joining us now is CNN political correspondent Sarah Murray. There's a lot here. When I read what we just told our viewers, that news that you guys broke yesterday about who this informant was, there's that. There's a separate so-called whistleblower. What do people need to know this morning?
Well, look, Poppy, I think it remains to be seen how much of an informant this guy actually is. You know, this is an Israeli professor who claims to have incriminating information about Hunter Biden. The committee has not investigated, corroborated that information, as you pointed out. And again, the hitch here is this is someone who, by his own account on his own Twitter page, was accused by the U.S. of arms dealing. According to international press reports, he was apparently arrested in Cyprus, and then he either went missing or skipped out on his bail. Again, this is according to international press reports. We have not been able to independently confirm that. And when I reached out to the attorney for Gal Luft, he did not want to speak to me. So it's really unclear what exactly the committee is hoping to learn from this gentleman, if they will ever be able to learn anything from this gentleman. But I think their hope is that they would be able to press him for more information related to their broader investigation that they're doing into the Biden family's business dealings, Bobby.
And this all comes amid the investigations overall. We've seen these press conferences coming from the chair of the House Oversight, Comer, that you just heard from there. What actually is the latest on these investigations and where they stand and whether or not they actually have any evidence tying it to the president directly, as they've kind of implied?
Yeah, I mean, we heard from Comer about this last week. He had a press conference. You know, they subpoenaed all these bank records, and so they have been getting information, and they alleged that there were millions of dollars in payments from foreign entities that were going to some members of the Biden family, including Hunter Biden, but they were not able to show any payments that were going directly to Joe Biden, either when he was vice president, when he left office, or, you know, really at any point. So they haven't been able to corroborate this sort of central allegation that Comer has trotted out there, that somehow Joe Biden could be compromised by his family's business dealings. We also heard a lot of frustration from Republicans that DOJ should be doing more on this front. Listen to what Nancy Mace had to say.
DOJ needs to get off its ass and investigate. We've done the work for them so they can't screw it up now. If these allegations, any of these allegations are proven true, then someone with the last name Biden needs to be charged, prosecuted, and maybe spend a little time in prison to take to account and responsible for the actions they've taken today.
So that's a pretty harsh order from Nancy Mace. But even in the report Republicans put out last week, they didn't allege that there was anything illegal about the payments that they were actually able to document. And we know from our previous reporting at CNN, there's been this long-running criminal investigation into Hunter Biden. The Justice Department did look at payments from foreign entities to Hunter Biden as part of that probe, looking for potential money laundering, looking for violations of the Foreign Agents Registration Act. We, of course, know that now that probe has narrowed. That sort of leg of it has fizzled, and they're now looking at a false statement as well as tax issues. Caitlin, Poppy?
Congressman, while we have you here, you're also a member of House Oversight. We heard from the chair of that committee, Congressman James Comer, earlier on Sunday, speaking about one of the investigations that the Oversight Committee has underway. This is what he said on Sunday.
Well, unfortunately, we can't track down the informant. We're hopeful that the informant is still there. The whistleblower knows the informant. The whistleblower is very credible. We're hopeful that we can find the informant. Now, remember, these informants are kind of in the spy business, so they don't make a habit of being seen a lot or being high profile or anything like that.
We're now told that the informant that he was referencing there is an Israeli professor who is wanted by the U.S. for arms dealing and has claimed to have incriminating information about Hunter Biden. He has gone missing in Cyprus, according to international press reports. His attorney has not commented to CNN. What makes the Oversight Committee think that this person would have credible information?
Well, I have not spoken with the whistleblower and don't know which information he's referencing with regards to being an informant. We do have multiple whistleblowers, both through the Oversight Committee, Senator Grassley's office. There are multiple individuals that have information. The one thing I can say about this investigation is that it is real. I've seen many suspicious activities. At it, if this were any average person, it looks like racketeering. It looks like money laundering and should be investigated to the fullest extent of the law. And obviously, if you have whistleblowers, they need to be credible individuals with credible information and credible documentation. And it's something that we're going to follow the facts wherever they lead us. If it leads us to referring charges to the DOJ, then so be it. And if it does not, then that's where we go as well. And so it's just important that that we look at it from every angle, and we show the American people what's truthful and what's not.
But we haven't seen any direct connection from the committee so far. We didn't see it last week in that press conference. I know you were there speaking as well, directly to President Biden. So it doesn't appear clear that you're anywhere near referring charges to the Justice Department. I just want to make sure that's clear. Is that right?
Well, we're within 100 days of having subpoena power. This is just the tip of the iceberg. And I will tell you, none of this happens without Joe Biden. I mean, we're talking about tens of millions of dollars, up to 9 Biden family members now, including 1 grandchild, nieces and nephews. None of these people are foreign agents, current wives, ex-wives, a brother, a son. And, it just, when you look at it from the outset, if it's not illegal, it should be. Enriching themselves, looking at the revolving door in the White House with meetings with Hunter Biden's business associates and colleagues and those sorts of things. Even the Daily Beast came out a couple of days ago saying this should be investigated and follow the facts wherever they lead us, which is what we need to do with an unbiased hand. And I call the balls and strikes, Caitlin, as you know, on both sides of the aisle. And this is real.
But is there any evidence that President Biden had any knowledge of this that your committee has so far?
Well, he denied that there was any communist China money coming into these shell companies, and that was untruthful. That was a lie. He said that during the 2020 election. But again, this is his family tree. They were enriching themselves off of him. Some of his family members appeared to possibly be paying Joe Biden's bills in the past, but it doesn't happen without Joe Biden. It doesn't happen without Hunter Biden's clients getting access to the White House. None of that happens. And they enriched themselves with tens of millions of dollars. These were adversaries from communist China, corrupt Romanians, Russia, and the list goes on. And it's something that we ought to investigate. And if charges need to be brought, we should refer them to the DOJ, because at some point we have to hold both sides accountable when they break the law or when they're unethical. That has to happen. And it has to happen because both sides have corruption issues. They're not perfect.
Yeah, I should just note we haven't seen any evidence directly linking President Biden to this. And I'll also note there is a U.S. attorney that is investigating Hunter Biden. That was a U.S. attorney who was appointed by former President Trump. Congresswoman Nancy Mace, though, thank you for your time this morning. We'll see what progress that White House and Republicans make when it comes to lifting the debt ceiling.